I wasn't supposed to be home until Thursday. My flight from Denver got canceled, so I caught the red-eye instead. Landed at 6 a.m., grabbed an Uber, and walked through my front door at 7:15 on a Tuesday morning. The house was quiet. Too quiet. I set my bag down in the hallway and noticed her shoes by the door, the expensive heels, the ones she only wore for special occasions. Then I heard her shower running upstairs. I smiled. Maybe I'd surprise her. I climbed the stairs, pushed open the bedroom door, and froze. 2 wine glasses on the nightstand, both half empty. Red lipstick on one rim. Her shade. The other glass? Clean. No lipstick. I don't drink wine. I've never drunk wine. My wife knows this. The bathroom door was cracked open, steam pouring out, shower still running. I stood there, staring at those 2 glasses, my heart hammering so hard I could hear it in my ears. Then the shower shut off. I heard her humming, that song she always hums when she's happy. The door opened. She stepped out in a towel, hair wet, skin flushed from the heat. She saw me, and her face went white. "Why are you home?" she gasped. Not, "Welcome back," not, "I missed you," just, "Why are you home?" I pointed at the nightstand. "Whose glass is that?" She followed my finger, saw the wine glasses, and I watched my wife of 8 years try to come up with a lie in real time. If you want to know what I found in the closet 30 seconds later, hit subscribe, because what came out wasn't clothes. My name is Marcus Bennett. I'm 37 years old, and I'm a field engineer for an oil and gas company based out of Houston. My job takes me all over, North Dakota, Colorado, West Texas, sometimes offshore in the Gulf. 2 weeks on site, 1 week home. That's been my rhythm for the last 5 years. It pays well, 6 figures, enough to buy a house in the suburbs, 2 cars, and a life that looks good from the outside. My wife Melissa works in marketing. She's 34, sharp, ambitious, the kind of woman who can walk into a room and own it. We met at a friend's wedding in 2014, married in 2016. No kids yet. We always said we'd wait until my schedule calmed down. "When you're home more," she'd say. "When we're ready." I believed her. I believed a lot of things. The warning signs started about 6 months ago. Small things, easy to miss if you're not looking. She started dressing up more, not for work, for girls' nights. New perfume, expensive, the kind that comes in a black bottle with French words I can't pronounce. She'd check her phone constantly, smile at texts she wouldn't show me. "Just work stuff," she'd say when I asked. "Just the group chat with the girls." I didn't push. I trusted her. That was my first mistake. Then there were the schedule changes. I'd tell her I was coming home Friday, and suddenly she'd have plans. "Oh, I already committed to drinks with Sarah. The girls planned a spa day. I have that work dinner I told you about." Except she hadn't told me, and when I'd ask about it later, the details would be vague. It was fine. Boring, actually. Just the usual crowd. No names, no stories, just deflection. And I was gone so much, it was easy to let it slide. Easy to tell myself I was being paranoid. Easy to focus on work instead of the growing distance between us. The Tuesday I came home early. I'd been in Denver for 12 days, inspecting a new drilling site, long hours in the cold, living out of a motel that smelled like cigarettes and industrial cleaner. I was supposed to fly back Thursday afternoon, but the project wrapped early. Site manager said we were good, no need to stay. I booked a red-eye for Monday night without telling Melissa. I wanted to surprise her. I pictured walking through the door, seeing her face light up, maybe taking her out for breakfast. I didn't picture wine glasses. The Uber dropped me off at 7:15 a.m. The neighborhood was quiet, sprinklers running on automatic timers, a few early commuters backing out of driveways. Our house, a two-story colonial with blue shutters, looked the same as always, except Melissa's car was in the driveway. She should have been at work by now. She always left by 7. I unlocked the front door and stepped inside. The air smelled different. Not bad, just off. Perfume, but not hers. Something deeper, masculine. Cologne. My stomach tightened. I set my duffel bag down in the hallway. That's when I saw them. Her heels, the black ones with the red soles, Louboutins. I bought them for her last anniversary. She only wore those for special occasions. Next to them, men's dress shoes. Oxfords, leather, expensive. Not mine. I stared at those shoes for what felt like an hour but was probably 10 seconds. My brain was trying to find an explanation that didn't end with my world falling apart. Maybe her brother stopped by? He doesn't wear Oxfords. Maybe a coworker needed a ride? At 7 a.m.? Maybe... The shower turned on upstairs. I moved on autopilot. Up the stairs, down the hallway, past the family photos on the wall, our wedding, vacations, smiling versions of people I wasn't sure existed anymore. The bedroom door was half open. I pushed it wider. The bed was unmade, sheets tangled, 2 pillows with visible indentations. On the nightstand, 2 wine glasses, both half empty. One had a lipstick stain on the rim, her shade, that deep red she wore when she wanted to feel confident. The other glass was clean. No lipstick, no smudge, just wine residue at the bottom. I don't drink wine. I've never drunk wine. Melissa knows this. She's known it since our second date when I ordered whiskey and she teased me about being too masculine for Pinot. So whose glass was that? The shower was still running. Steam poured out from under the bathroom door. I heard her humming. That song, the one from that movie she loves, the one she hums when she's in a good mood. My hand reached for the bedroom closet. I don't know why. Instinct, maybe? I slid the door open, and there, hanging next to her dresses, a men's suit jacket. Charcoal gray, expensive fabric, still warm. I touched the sleeve. In the pocket, a wallet. I pulled it out with shaking hands, opened it. Driver's license, Texas, a face I didn't recognize. Name, Derek Paulson. Address, Dallas. Age, 41. I stared at that license until the letters blurred. Then the shower shut off. I closed the wallet, put it back, shut the closet. My heart was pounding so hard I thought I might pass out. The bathroom door opened. Steam poured into the bedroom, and Melissa stepped out. Towel wrapped around her body, hair dark against her shoulders, skin flushed from the heat. She was humming. Then she looked up, saw me standing there, and her face... God, her face. The color drained so fast it was like watching a light switch flip. Her mouth opened, closed, opened again. Marcus? Her voice was barely a whisper. Why are you home? Not, oh my God, you're back early. Not, I missed you. Not even, you scared me. Just, why are you home? Like I was the problem. Like I was the one who didn't belong. I pointed at the nightstand. Whose glass is that? She followed my finger, saw the wine glasses. I watched her brain scramble, watched her try to calculate, to spin, to find a story that would work. I had a friend over last night. We were talking and... What friend? Sarah from work. You know Sarah. Sarah doesn't drink red wine. She's allergic to sulfites. Her face twitched. Right. I meant Jessica. Jessica stopped by. At 7 a.m.? No, last night. I haven't cleaned up yet. I walked to the nightstand, picked up the glass without the lipstick.
"This glass is still wet, Melissa." She stared at it. "The condensation is fresh," I continued, my voice eerily calm. "This was poured in the last hour." Silence. "So I'll ask again. Whose glass is that?" She opened her mouth. That's when we both heard it. A sound downstairs. The front door. Opening. Closing. Footsteps in the hallway. Melissa's eyes went wide. I turned and walked out of the bedroom. "Marcus, wait!" I didn't wait. I went down the stairs, each step deliberate, my hand gripping the railing so hard my knuckles went white. At the bottom of the stairs, I saw him, a man, early 40s, charcoal suit, no tie, hair still wet. He was holding his shoes, the Oxfords I'd seen by the door. He looked up, saw me, froze.
For 3 full seconds, nobody moved. Then he said the dumbest thing I've ever heard. "I can explain." I didn't yell. I didn't swing. I just stood there, staring at this stranger holding his shoes in my hallway, and said, "You've got 30 seconds to get out of my house before I call the police." "Look, man, I didn't—" 25 seconds. He looked past me, up the stairs, where Melissa had appeared in her towel. "Melissa!" "Don't," I said, my voice dropping to something I didn't recognize. "Don't say her name. Don't look at her. Just leave." He hesitated. 15 seconds. He moved, slipped on his shoes, grabbed his jacket from... Wait, his jacket was still upstairs in the closet. He realized it the same time I did. I'll come back for it," he muttered. "No, you won't." He looked at me one more time, opened his mouth like he wanted to say something, then thought better of it. The front door opened, closed. He was gone. I stood in the hallway, breathing hard, staring at the door. Behind me, Melissa's voice was small. "Marcus?" I turned. She was halfway down the stairs, clutching her towel, mascara starting to run even though she hadn't been crying yet. "How long?" I asked. "What?" "How long?" She swallowed. "Marcus, please let me—" "How long?" My voice echoed through the house. She flinched. 6 months, she whispered. 6 months. Half a year. While I was in North Dakota, in Colorado, in West Texas. While I was working 16-hour days in the freezing cold to pay for this house, this life, this marriage. She was here, with him. "Who is he?" I asked, my voice flat now. "His name is Derek. He works in sales. We met at a conference." "A conference." "Marcus, I didn't mean for this to happen. It just did." "It just did," I repeated. "Like you just accidentally fell in bed with him? Like you just accidentally invited him into our house, into our bedroom?" "I was lonely," she burst out. "You're never here. You're always gone, and I'm always alone, and I just—" "You just what? Decided to cheat?" "I needed someone." "You had someone," I shouted. "You had a husband. You had a marriage. You had vows." She started crying then, real tears, ugly crying. "I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Please, Marcus, we can fix this. We can go to counseling. We can—" "Get out." She stopped. "What?" "Get out of my house." "Marcus, this is my house too." "I don't care. Get dressed, pack a bag, and get out." "You can't just kick me out." I pulled out my phone. "You're right, I can't, but I can call the police and report a trespasser who refused to leave after being asked." "I'm not a trespasser. I live here." "Do you?" I asked quietly, "because it seems like you've been living a completely different life." She packed a bag. I stood in the doorway and watched her throw clothes into a suitcase, hands shaking, makeup smeared, still wearing that towel because she was too rattled to get fully dressed first. "Where am I supposed to go?" she asked. "I don't know. Derek's place?" She flinched. "A hotel, your sister's. I don't care." She zipped the suitcase, looked at me one more time. "I really am sorry." "So am I," said, and I meant it. I was sorry I'd trusted her, sorry I'd worked myself to exhaustion for a life that was a lie, sorry I'd been too blind to see what was right in front of me. She walked past me, suitcase wheels squeaking on the hardwood. At the door, she paused. "What happens now?" "Now?" I said. "Now I call a lawyer." The door closed behind her, and I was alone in a house that didn't feel like home anymore. I stood in the hallway for a long time. Then I walked back upstairs. The wine glasses were still on the nightstand. I picked them up, walked to the kitchen, threw them in the trash. Then I pulled out my phone and called the one person I knew would answer. "Marcus?" My brother's voice was groggy. "It's 8 a.m. What's wrong?" "I need a lawyer," I said. "A good one." "What happened?" I looked around the kitchen, at the coffee maker I'd bought her for Christmas, at the photos on the fridge, at the life I thought we were building. "Everything," I said. My brother gave me a name, Richard Voss, divorce attorney, tough, smart, expensive. I called his office at 9 a.m. "Mr. Bennett," his assistant said, "Mr. Voss can see you at 2 p.m. today. Does that work?" "I'll be there." I spent the next 5 hours in a fog. I walked through the house like a ghost, opened drawers, looked at photos, tried to find the moment where everything went wrong. Was it when I took the job that required travel? Was it when we stopped talking about kids? Was it when I stopped noticing she'd changed her perfume? Or was it always going to end like this? At 2 p.m., I sat across from Richard Voss in his downtown office. He was mid-50s, gray hair, sharp eyes, the kind of man who'd seen every version of this story. "Tell me what happened," he said. I told him. The wine glasses, the shoes, the man in my hallway. He took notes, didn't interrupt. When he finished, he set down his pen. "Do you want to save the marriage?" "No." "Good. That makes this easier." He pulled out a legal pad. "Texas is a community property state. Everything acquired during the marriage gets split 50-50 unless we can prove fault. Adultery is fault." "It is, but we need proof." I pulled out my phone, showed him the photos I'd taken before I left the house, the wine glasses, the shoes, the suit jacket in the closet, the wallet with Derek's ID. Richard smiled. "This is good. This is very good." "What happens now?" "Now we file. We document everything. Bank accounts, assets, debts. We build a case that shows she violated the marriage, and we argue that she shouldn't benefit from the dissolution." "How long does this take?" "In Texas, 60 days minimum, but with contested assets, could be 6 months. 6 months. Half the time she'd been cheating. "Let's get started," I said. Over the next 2 weeks, I became a different person. I documented everything. Bank statements showing charges I didn't recognize, hotel stays in Dallas where Derek lived, restaurant bills for 2 when I was out of town, a second phone bill I'd never seen before. She'd been sloppy, or maybe she just didn't think I'd ever find out. Richard filed the petition. Melissa was served at her sister's house. She called me 17 times that day. I didn't answer. She texted, "We need to talk. This is insane. You're overreacting. I made a mistake. People make mistakes." I blocked her number. The first mediation was brutal. Melissa showed up with her own lawyer, a woman named Patricia Chen, who looked like she ate nails for breakfast. "Mr. Bennett," Patricia said, "my client is willing to agree to a 50-50 split of all assets. Clean break, no alimony, no drama." Richard didn't blink. "Your client committed adultery. We have documented evidence. We're not agreeing to 50-50. Patricia's smile was thin. "Adultery is hard to prove." Richard slid a folder across the table. Photos, Timestamps, bank statements, hotel records. Patricia opened it. Her smile faded. Melissa looked at the photos and went pale. "Where did you get these?" she whispered. "Your husband is thorough," Richard said. Patricia closed the folder. "We need a recess." During the recess, I stood in the hallway outside the conference room. Melissa came out, alone. "Marcus, please, can we just talk?" "We are talking, through lawyers." "I mean really talk, just you and me." "There's nothing to say." "There's everything to say." Her voice cracked. "I made a mistake. I know I did. But we can fix this. We can—" "You didn't make a mistake. You made a choice, over and over, for 6 months." "I was lonely." "I was lonely too," I snapped. "I was living in motels, working 16-hour days, missing you every single night, but I didn't cheat." She started crying. "I'm sorry. I'm so sorry." "I know you are. You're sorry you got caught." I walked away. The final settlement took 4 months. Melissa fought for the house. Richard argued she'd violated the marriage and shouldn't benefit from marital assets she'd essentially stolen from. The judge agreed. I kept the house. She got her car, her retirement account, and half the savings. No alimony. The divorce was finalized on a Thursday. I signed the papers in Richard's office. "How do you feel?" he asked. "Lighter," I said. And I meant it. 6 months after the divorce, I sold the house. Too many memories. Too many ghosts. I bought a smaller place closer to downtown, a loft with exposed brick and big windows. I kept working, kept traveling, but I started saying no to the jobs that kept me away too long. Life got quieter, simpler. I dated a little, nothing serious. I wasn't ready, but I was healing. 1 year after that Tuesday morning, I was having coffee at a shop near my new place when I saw her. Melissa. She was with someone, not Derek, someone new. She looked different, thinner, tired. She saw me. Our eyes met. For a second, I thought she might come over. She didn't. She looked away, and I realized something. I didn't feel anything. No anger, no sadness, no regret. Just nothing. She was a stranger now, a person I used to know. I finished my coffee and left. People ask me sometimes if I regret coming home early that day, if I wish I'd stayed ignorant. The answer is no, because the truth, no matter how painful, is always better than a lie. Those 2 wine glasses saved my life. They showed me who I was married to, and more importantly, they showed me who I wasn't. I wasn't the kind of man who'd stay with someone who didn't respect him. I wasn't the kind of man who'd accept betrayal just to avoid being alone. I was the kind of man who'd walk away from a lie and build something real, even if that meant starting over. If this story hit home, comment, "I walked away." If you've ever found the strength to leave when staying would have been easier, this one's for you. Hit subscribe for more stories about the moment everything changes, because sometimes the worst day of your life is the first day of your freedom, and sometimes 2 wine glasses are all it takes to see the truth.